peace and greetings. Eat Empress Toy here. And I am so happy to be here. As y'all know, this is season 3, episode 1. We made it. Yes, we have made it to season 3. I am so happy. But y'all already know how Etoy do. Whatever could go wrong will go wrong. I was told that maybe I shouldn't uh do the podcast today. Maybe I should start next week. I said no. We're gonna start today. I said today, and it's gonna be today. So y'all know how I do. We're gonna get right to it. Let's just say this prayer. Father God, thank you so much for allowing this space to create a safe space for me and your children. May our words come through succinctly. Please protect this podcast. Please protect the guests. Please protect the viewers. And I give thanks. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Now we gonna have some fun, okay? I still got my co-host El Haj Saladin. He's with me. Hold on, because I got some new stuff. And we got the one and only FLIX. Yes, we're gonna laugh, honey. We're gonna have some fun. So let's bring on. We're gonna get right to it because you already know from last podcast we are long-winded. We go hour and a half, 2 hours. We're not doing that. This time we're gonna stick to the hour. All right. So welcome to the stage, my guest, my co-host, El Haj Saladin.
Assala- Greetings of peace. And it's always a pleasure to be on the podcast to share information and open dialogue with the guests. And we have so much going on. And so, without further ado, I think we should just bring on the brother, and so we can get right into it because time flies, and
Time
I'm
flies.
long winded, and I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay.
Yes, I'm long-winded too, but before we bring him on, I have to say some words.
Yes.
What I want to say is trust the process, right? So I'm going to use my locks as an example.
Right.
A few years ago, I had this long, luxurious hair, big afro come all the way down to the middle of my back, and I went through about um as far as mental health things of that nature. I lost everything in life. The only thing I had was my car and my hair, right?
Mm.
I went to Africa, but I had always wanted locks. And one of my sacred sisters from my Queen of Food with Sacred Rices pastor said, Sister, lock your hair in Africa. So I did that. So me skipping the process, instead of me twisting it or two straining it, I let her insta lock it, right? Because I
Mm-mm.
wanted to, skip the process of the ugly stage. I just wanted locks right away, not knowing I was going to have to go through that ugly stage anyway. So being that I had all this hair, luckily I did, so that it could still have some thickness to it. She had to take all my hair that was from down here and use it to lock it. So my hair went from down here to here within hours, right? I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
expecting that. So then I went through the stage of the budding and the ugliness, and it's not ugly, it's just a journey. I went through a stage of being unsure about myself because like I said, all I had was my hair. I lost everything else, so I felt confident with my hair. But all I kept hearing was trust the process, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. So I was doing my hair in the morning, my hair this morning, and I said, "Damn, my hair has really grown back. It's grown back so much, and it's so beautiful." All I heard was, "Trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Your today is not your tomorrow. Like what you going through today, you may not know why you're going through that. Sometimes it builds character, it builds resilience, it builds armor. So then I was in the mirror like, Because I'm going with the wind. You see this lift? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You see that lift? What you said? Or you said something? Oh, because I couldn't hear you. You said something on this side? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Because I'm going with the wind. Going with the wind. So I said all of that to say, trust the process.
Yes. Yes.
Trust the process. You
Yes.
never know what you what the future may hold for you. Trust the process. So without further ado, let's bring on El Hodge. I'm sorry, we already got El Hodge on. Let's bring on my guy, FLIX. Now, FLIX spotted me one day. This was in 2021, or was it 2020 or 2021? We're gonna figure it out when he get on here. And I was somewhere dropping off some paperwork, and I
Mm-hmm.
had this long yellow dress on with a
Mm-hmm.
white shirt. It was actually the white shirt actually had my logo on it. And he was like, "Sis, I do photography. Let's work." Cool. Flix he has not only been like a business confidant, but he's also has grown to be a friend. So I just want to say I greatly appreciate him starting this podcast with me. This first episode, third season with me. Let's welcome to the stage, Ill Flix.
Yeah. Mm.
It's a
What's up,
pleasure.
Flix?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, love, and life, family. How's everybody
How are
doing?
you? How's everybody? How's
Okay.
everything? How's everything?
Yo, I and everything are amazing at the moment.
Good. That's good to hear. Please tell everyone who was Ill Flix.
Okay, Illflix is a multifaceted creative. I started as a poet. Actually, I started writing stories. Then I got into poetry, and then I got into hip hop, which engulfed me for decades. Right, and then it was a natural progression into photography, and then from photography to videography. So that's who I am today. I am an all-around creative who takes any medium that I can get my hands on to express myself or others.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So I just want to jump right into it because we could be long-winded. As you know, this is a mental health podcast. And there was times that we have spoken,
Mhm.
and we have both dropped jewels on each other. And I just want to give everyone a brief history. On December 17th, 2022, I did a photo shoot slash interview with Flix, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I was putting that off for a long time for my own insecurity issues, right? Then um we did the interview, we did the video, and then I didn't put the video out for like another year and a half, 2 years. Even the photo shoot, I didn't advertise it.
Mm.
And then I finally told him why. And he was like, because all I saw was, I didn't see me. I didn't see the beauty in me that I used to see before. And Flick said, "Sis, that's nothing but the pain that you have went through. You
Mm.
shedding that pain now." He said, "What you see is the pain that you went through." And I was like, "Oh, I don't want to show my face."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "I don't want that."
Mm.
Like, it gotta go. And he was also like, "Trust the process."
Mm.
So that conversation, we spoke for a little while, maybe about a half an hour, and it just was on him lifting me up. And I
Right.
never forgot that. So I just want to say thank you for that. So can you please tell us, what have you been through in your life that where you have went through a mental health challenge?
So, okay. First of all, I appreciate you. Um, there's a right. The best way to approach it is, I think the construct or the concept of mental health needs to be accurately described. Right. What do we classify as mental health? All right.
Mm,
For some people, it's an emotional irregulation. Right. Sometimes it's emotional deregulation. Sometimes the fact that you can't control your emotional state is how people classify mental health. Right. It's a lot of what do you call it? A lot of variables that we include in the pie that we call mental health. Um, I was I was a wild young man, right? I'm trying to be as because this is my everybody's watching this, right? So I was a wild young man, and I kept getting into these situationships, right, with women, and I would tell myself a story about why everything went the way it did, right? And then I remember I was sitting on the bed, and I forget the show that I was watching, Thin Line Between Love and Hate,
Mm.
and Martin was talking about forget what the sister's name is, but he was talking about the young lady. He was like, yeah, yo, she's crazy. She did this, did that. And then, but while I was watching it, I was seeing all of the stuff that, can I curse here?
Yeah, this is me grown.
Got you, right? I was seeing all the stuff, you gotta check. You gotta check. This is gonna be on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I was seeing all of the things that he was doing that he thought that she was unaware of. And then it was like, yo, everybody is not wild and crazy. I'm the common denominator. I am the problem. Right? That was painful. Right? Because you think, like, as a young man, this is what I was shown. Right? This is the way you behave. This is the way you conduct yourself. This is how you validate your manhood by women. Right? And then it was like, yo, that's not it. So then I had to reevaluate everything that I was taught. And I didn't realize how much negative programming I received up until that point. Everything. Right. So now I was at a point where I was by myself. I was hurt, right? Because the women were doing the things that I was doing to them, to me. And I didn't like it, right? And so sitting in that, it caused me to shift. The first thing I did was I had to figure myself out, right? What is it that you actually want? Right. And like to this day, it's still it's the ongoing process, because the person who you are evolves, and the things that new person needs changes. Right. So you have to evolve every so often. Right. So like at the moment, it was like, damn, what do I actually want? And I didn't know. Right. So then that was a journey in itself. And in that process of learning or trying to figure out what I was, or trying to figure out what I wanted, I was learning that I didn't have an understanding of who I was. I was navigating based on a projection that other people wanted me to be. And I didn't know how to stop that, because everywhere I went, I was expected to show up as the character who I was up until that point. Right. And then I stopped. I didn't want to do this shit no more. But then I still found myself performative. Right. I would get into a space or get around certain people, and they're expecting the character. They're expecting ill to show up, and it's, hey, boys and girls, show hands, and it was like, yo, this is trash. I know that I'm performing. Why am I still doing it? I don't have to, right? But I felt I did.
When you say you're performing, who are you performing to?
I'm to the people I'm engaging with, right? It's like when you are in when you see, let's say, like you see Nas, you see Jay-Z, when they get on stage, there's a bravado, right?
Yeah.
They're a character that they're performing, right? They're not just performing the song, they're performing the character, right? A lot of times, most individuals who are celebrities, that's not who they are in real life when you talk to them personally, right? I was, and because I was an artist, because I literally was on stage, right? Even when I got off the stage, people are still engaging with the person who just got off the stage. So at some point, I forgot that it was a character.
Well, I'll say this to you, brother, that there's a book called Typecasting, and most of us can't differentiate, as you just said, from the actor from real life. There's been movie stars who were so successful that they regretted becoming that character, because people would see them in the street. Give me an example. Some of us are Trekkies, like Star Trek. They would still call William Shatner Captain Kirk or Spock, and he might be in the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or like, give you another famous actor, Raymond Burr, who did Perry Mason. He was typecast. And some of these rappers, as you just said, are typecast. Some of them have gone too far in their buffoonery. Or some of them even a thug life, and some of them never even lived a thug life. They lived in a middle class neighborhood, had a 2-parent home, but they portray themselves as a middle school dropout, much less a high school dropout. And I'm saying that it has to come a time where you have to be real with, because young people are very impressionable.
Yeah.
And so when you are performing, yeah, you play a role. And sometimes it could be detriment to the black community and the brown community and the community at large.
Yeah.
Because some people are very impressionable. And I'll say this and let you continue. This is why it's so important that we have knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Most of the ancient monuments in Kemet is know thyself. And when you know yourself, you never want or you never should allow someone to change who you are. Because at the end of the day, when they leave off that stage, that's where it ends.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was dean of the Elijah Muhammad Junior High School, I used to go to the middle classroom and I used to tell them, I said, listen, you all can listen to those rap lyrics about busting the gun. I said, but when they bust the gun, they have high-priced lawyers, some of them. You bust the gun, you're going to be on Rikers Island, maybe spending a life term in prison. And so, yeah, we always try to redefine ourselves, you know, and characters who we don't even know. We got people in our community right now arguing, debating over politics, politicians and athletes not speaking with one another. And you don't even know these people personally, you know. So we got to be careful when we try to become them, because they damn sure ain't trying to become us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I wanna say something to that effect. Sorry, to interject, because y'all know I'm doing administration and this.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
When you said something about you was showing up how everyone wanted you to show up. I can attest to that. I'm sorry, I got people texting me. My producer texted me tomorrow. I can see your ceiling.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, moving forward. Thank you. He said good. um when I was growing up, I was moving from house to house literally from 12 years old. So at that time, that's around the time when you really get molded into the person that you're going to be, especially as a young woman. And I found myself, after I had my nervous breakdown, I said, who am I? Who was Etoy? What does Etoy like? What does Etoy want? What makes Etoy happy? And I figured out that everything that made me happy, or who I was supposed to be and who I supposed to have to find myself as, it was everybody else expectation of me. And I figured out that I wasn't living within my true self,
Yeah.
because everybody said, oh, you should do this, or you have to do this and this and that. And it was like, so once I began to start to shed those preconceived connotations of me, it was, who am I? Like, I literally had to start over. And that was a tough process for me, of me trying to figure out,
Yeah.
what do I want out of life? And this, mind you, I'm 40 at the time. So I spent my whole 40 years being what somebody else wanted me to be. And that was a tough time. That was a real tough time. And it was just like, okay, here I am. Now I can start living for me. So I get it. I get it. It's on you, Flick. Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah. I had a I had in the midst of the fuckery, right? While all this
Mm.
was happening, I'm in school, I'm on the basketball team, I'm doing music, I'm in the street, right? And I'm active, right? And a young brother, we were sitting on the bench,
Mm-hmm.
bench, uh, and he's looking at me, right? I don't want to give too much because this is his brother's real life, right? But he was looking at me and we was talking, and then he stopped. The conversation was like, "Yo, I am where I am because I was trying to be like you,
Mm.
right?" He just came home, right? And he started running down. He started running down my life. I didn't realize that he was watching me that closely. right? He doing
Mm.
this, you doing that, you doing this. Yeah, I was trying to be like you, and I got jammed up, and I was like, damn, fuck.
Mm.
And I said, I can't continue to, right, because now it's real now. You know, how people say, yeah, you know, I'm inspiration. It like, no, it's real. People are actually like, yo, son, I'm trying to be like you, and it's costing me,
Mm.
right? And the truth of it is it was costing me also at that time. You know, like the way I show up is like, oh, not everything is good money, life falling apart. You wouldn't know. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
at some point, right, I got to a place where I am I am mindful that I'm showing up how I want to, not how I believe I have to,
Mm.
right? And it's freeing, uh it's scary and it's freeing at the same time, right? Because there's an inevitability, right? There is a I get to be myself, and whoever don't like it, it don't matter,
Right.
because I'm being myself. There's a saying that, you know, you will attract your tribe. When you are authentic, you will attract your
Mm-hmm.
tribe, and it's real, right? The people who you have around you, they like you because of the character, the way you
Mm-hmm.
show up for them, the way you make them feel by being
Mm-hmm.
whoever you're being in the moment. And the minute that stops, you know, you acting funny, you acting brand new. I see
Right.
it's all right, right? So, you know, at some point, right, it's always like, yo, man, I wish I was doing this forever. It's like, yo, man, why aren't more people like this? And then that's when the mental health aspect kicks in. It's
Mm.
because we all believe, right? That's a real dangerous word. We believe we have to be something, a thing we have to be, right? We
Mm-hmm.
don't get to show up genuinely because that may not be enough.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be tall enough, fast enough, attractive enough, masculine enough, feminine enough, intelligent enough. You know, whatever the thing is that you're aspiring to be. You know, one day, if on the same track and you continue, you will get there. But today, you are who you are today,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is a conversation I had to have with myself. And you know, it took a while for me to accept it, to me to be comfortable with it, right?
Mm.
Because every so often you still get that, you know, like you see somebody you haven't seen in 5 years, and it's, hey, what's up? And it's like, yep, they expected me to song and dance them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, hey,
It
what's
could
up?
put a lot of pressure on you. You have
Yeah,
successful actors
yeah,
and singers
Mm.
who were under tremendous pressure. One who we all know, he became world famous, but we know him when I was young as members of the Jackson Five.
mm-hmm,
And when he went solo, remember he didn't have a child. He didn't have a childhood,
mm-hmm,
and he talked about that.
yeah,
No, I'm using the word robbed of his childhood because people were pulling him in different directions. He was successful. Then he became a teenage idol. That
mm-hmm,
word idol is very dangerous for some of
Mm-hmm.
us.
mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't even be himself.
yeah,
Imagine you go to a department store and they got to close the whole department store down.
mm-hmm,
You can't even shop like a normal person. You can't even go to the park. That's tremendous pressure
it
because
is,
so many people are counting on you.
yeah,
And it could be he was in a depressed state.
mm-hmm,
And I got to also mention, God rest his soul, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. People don't know that King was under tremendous pressure. Remember, Dr. King died at 39 years old. So did Malcolm X died at 39.
they didn't die, they were killed.
Well, they was assassinated.
There you go.
Okay, thank you for the correct. They was assassinated. But the point being that Dr. King was under depression.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he didn't have time to go see a therapist because the whole world was watching him. Okay, he didn't have time to go to a therapist.
Yeah, man.
Imagine every time you walk out of your home, the cameras are right there at your doorstep. You can't even take your family to the park, to the movie theater. You
Yeah,
certainly can't be in a movie theater with the lights are out. So here's a man, a great man in civil rights, in trying to move the ball for us because he didn't know any of us. But he sacrificed much. But he needed counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of these leaders, men and women, they're human. They get to a breaking point. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
sign up for all of this, right? They didn't
Well,
sign, right? They didn't. But they put themselves in harm's way,
yeah.
and something that you have mentioned about the process.
Hmm.
So many of us, we want to be leaders or we admire these leaders, but there's a process. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to put your family in harm's way? And you got to go through a process too. A metamorphosis, a change from being mentally dead in the dark into the realm of light, into
Yeah.
the knowledge of self. That's a process.
Yeah.
It's called the rites of passage. And so we
Mm.
have come along, we have lost a lot in our travel here into the Americas. And we got to get back to that because when we put more value on celebrities, whether they're rap artists, R&B, stage actors, than our own selves.
Yeah.
Who, like you said, who are we? What imprint we gonna make in this life? Because it's short.
Yeah.
This life is short. We could be 110 years old and you still want another 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Life is short. We got to make a mark.
There's,
So to
yeah.
move it right along,
Mhm.
Yes.
anything else you want to say, Illflex?
There's a book that talks about it's called The Five Levels of Attachment.
Mm.
Mm.
If you get an opportunity, check it out. The author is uh Cruz, the same guy who wrote The Four Agreements, Miguel Ruiz, right?
Okay.
Miguel Ruiz, that's the author. When you
Okay.
get out, it breaks down the science behind those behaviors, right? Overly identifying with a thing, place, or person to try to uplift yourself out of who you actually are. Like it's a wild when you think of when you do this science, it's a wild construct, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
you'll see it play out every day.
Yeah. Yeah. We, there's, when we come into this realm called the earth, there's a pattern, but the system took us out of the pattern. Okay. It's
Mhm.
just like a garment, pair of pants. You have to have the pattern. Once you got the pattern, you can make 1,000, 100. Same thing with sneakers. Sneakers have a pattern.
Mhm.
Most things have a pattern. We have a pattern called DNA. Okay.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
creator, Allah, the creator of life, created us in a certain pattern, but someone took us out of that pattern. And so we have to get back to that pattern. And so we look through other people to be who we are instead of being who we or what God made us to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's so important. And as I said
Okay.
again, yeah, some of these people we don't even know.
So moving
Yeah.
along, because we long winded.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know,
trying to
I know, I
trying to
know.
keep it. Just trying to
I didn't
keep it
want to keep
tight.
it tight. Okay.
Trying to keep it tight.
And we have a guest here, so we want
Yes.
to express
Yep.
himself. Yes.
We got a guest.
Yes.
So this is to the guest.
Yeah. Yes.
um. So Flix,
Uh-huh.
what was your breaking point when you realized enough was enough and things had to change?
When I was when I was going places to perform as
Mm.
a human,
Can you elaborate on that?
I would go to events, and I'm relatively known. A lot of people know me. Or I know a lot of people. So I go places, and when you see me or when I encounter, hey, what's going on? Right? I can see by the facial expression the excitement and the anticipation for the show.
Mm.
Right? And
Mm.
it's like, here we go. And then it's like I remember we were
Wait a
in.
minute, I got to stop you right
Go
there
ahead.
because you said the anticipation for the show. What is the show?
The show is me, the character, right? The entertainment,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
And we were in Harlem at an event, uh, and I showed up. I didn't necessarily show up in character though, right? And somebody asked me, "Was I okay?" And I said,
Mm.
"Oh shit, damn, I'm great. Damn, I'm great."
Mm.
And I was like, "I can't do that shit no more." Right? So
Mm.
from that point, I was like, I ain't doing that no more." Right? So so it has to be genuine. My energy got to be authentic. I got to actually feel excited. I don't just act excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't. They feel like when you see somebody and hey, what's going on? How you get excited to see them? I haven't seen you in a while.
Mm.
Right.
I'm not always excited to see people, right? But I would be excited to see you, right? And it was like, man, I don't want to, cool, whatever. So then I see people, hey, what's going on? How you been?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? And it's like, damn.
Was it a burden? Was it a burden?
It was no. I'm just my natural demeanor isn't as excited as I was being showing up,
Mm.
right? Because like,
Because you wasn't being that character anymore.
yep. And that came from being an artist, right? When you get on stage, you have to. Well, I told myself you have to be animated, right? This is. You have to impress. You have to show out. You got to show up. And there's a lot of things that I didn't understand how much of myself was real anymore,
Mm.
Mm.
right? Because there were things that I was doing, like music and the street life is they're really close. The parallel is really interesting, right? If you're not paying attention, you won't be able to differentiate the two, right? So there are
Mm-hmm.
things that happen in the street that are appreciated in music and in the music industry, right? And sometimes you may forget that this is music, right? And then you'll behave like you're in the street,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a lot, man.
Well, words are so important. And when we understand the power of words, it gives life, but it also can cause death
Yeah.
to the person individually and the people who you are expressing these words.
Yeah.
And you know this, brother, and I'm quite sure Sister E. Toy know this. I'm old enough to remember the genesis of rap or hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's debatable where it came from, the Bronx, but it's a inner city phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was positive in the beginning, in a sense of they were expressing the glory of Kemet, the glory of Africa, referring to the black women and women generally as queens. And we used to use the term brother,
Mm-hmm.
sister. Then it evolved to bitches and hoes.
It devolved.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. You're a wordsmith,
A little bit.
but a little bit, very humble. But it denigrated, and it denigrated the very audience that you're trying to uplift.
Yeah.
See, the world that we live under, the Most High created a criteria.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
If we go to any movie, or we listen to any rap music, or R&B for that matter, or jazz, we should have a criteria, up or down. Once we leave the concert, did it uplift my spirit and soul, or did it bring me down? And a lot of us, we don't have this filter called a criteria. We need to have a criteria, because
Yeah.
if a other ethnic group, mainly women, was called bitches and hoes, they would eliminate some of these artists. But we're the only group who call our women bitches and hoes and enrich ourselves from it. There's other ethnic groups who I don't want to mention. We know if we call their women bitches and hoes, you would not succeed financially. They're not going to let that happen. I'll say this and let you speak, brother. We have to take responsibility for what has happened in our community.
Yeah.
Okay? And until we do that, nobody's going to come save us. There's not going to be any cavalry to come from Africa or anywhere else to tell the black man and black woman to change their behavior, because nobody gives a damn. Okay? Other than
Sure don't.
these people that's going to the bank, these so-called record, well, I don't want to attack anybody, but
Yep.
these
Yep.
executives, okay, who will not allow their women to be talked about in that fashion. Won't let it happen. And I see why, particularly the gospel tradition. I'm talking about years ago, because gospel today has become a mixture of R&B. But I'm talking about the Shirley Caesars, the tradition of the late 40s and 50s and 60s. I see why Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, I see why their church told them don't go into the world music, because
Yeah.
you go into the world music, you could lose yourself.
Mm.
There's something about music. If it's not, if you don't guard your soul, you can lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of us think, particularly in this generation, that I don't mind selling my soul. I'm just going to give the devil just a percentage. There is no percentage in selling your soul. It's either you give it up or you don't.
Yeah. This.
So I want to keep it. I want to keep it together.
I know. I got
Do
you.
you want? Do you want? Because you know we could go deep. You
Oh
know we'll
yeah.
go about an hour and a half, 2 hours, but we're gonna stay in the hour.
Yes.
um,
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
want to say thank you. You know, before we keep going further, thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you to everyone
Yes.
that's watching right now. Please stay tuned in because we have hot topics coming up, and we have trivia time. I am actually gonna be picking two audience members to come on and be a part of the trivia, and I'm going to be giving away $50 cash prizes. Listen, that may not be a lot to some people, but they taking away food stamps. So I'm just saying, I'm giving you $50 cash prize from my pocket. Listen, I can get my nails done with that. My birthday's on Saturday. So let's cash at me. Cash at me. It's my birthday. Cash at me. Send me some money. I like the coins. I like the dollars. But stay tuned. But we're gonna keep it right along, keep it going along.
yeah.
I talk so goddamn fast. I'll be stumbling over my words. All right. So, Flix, what was the action steps that you took to come out of the mud?
Uh.
Oh, before you speak,
Mhm.
to everyone that's texting me, please text it in the chat. Don't text me personally. Text it wherever you're watching at. Text it in the chat. Be a part of the conversation. You don't have to text me and say bop 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 bop. Put it in the chat. All right, go ahead, Flex.
So a couple things, right? First thing I started to do was read and research, right?
Mm,
Um, there was the first. I think the first book was the Four Agreements. It was given to me by a sister named Shanice Starr. Uh, we were having a conversation and she mentioned the book, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna look into that. And eventually did, and it was amazing how
mm,
they simplified, you know, uh, what the uncommunicated agreements that we have with ourselves, right? Things that we accept,
mm-hmm,
right? We don't necessarily realize it because we don't say it out loud, but like we make agreements all the time with the things and people, places around us, right? And it's a beautiful book. If you get opportunity to check it out. Um, but then there was another book, Mastery of Love, right? And it's they're just I'll just to simplify the process. Miguel Ruiz Jr. Read everything he writes, right? Miguel Ruiz
Miguel.
Jr.
Okay.
Miguel Ruiz Jr. Right?
Okay.
He wrote the Four Agreements, the five levels of attachment, Mastery of Love, Mastery of Life. He wrote a bunch of books, right? I read them all. Um, and it was those his uh his series. Well, it was one of the things that helped me to get a better understanding of the way relationships work, right? We are fed incorrect things about how people relate to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because we don't know. It's like we know that the phrase "the blind teaching the blind," like the blind leading the blind. That's real. Like a lot of us are behaving or navigating in relationships based on what we heard or what we anticipate, what we think, what we imagine, not what actually is, because we don't have a communication to find out what the other person needs
Mm,
or wants or desires, let
mm-hmm.
alone know for ourselves what we want, need, and desire.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So once you start, it's like really real simple example. It's like going to the deli, going to the ox, and you go, Papi, give me food, right? And then you expect to be satisfied with whatever he gives you, right? But that's not how it works. When you go to the deli, you say, hey, Papi, give me an egg and cheese, toast the bread, put butter on one side, put the egg on the bottom, put cheese in it. You know exactly what you want. We don't walk into relationships that way. right? So it's the equivalent of just going into the deli and saying, "Yo, Poppy, give me food. I'll eat anything." Right? But we don't do that because that we know we will be there's a great chance that we'll be dissatisfied with whatever they give us. But in relationships, that's exactly what we're doing, right? Or even worse, we'll give you my new person I'm in a relationship with. I'm gonna give you what the last person used to eat and expect you to enjoy it.
Yo, say that again for the people in the back.
You gotta
Nah,
watch the replay. You gotta watch the replay.
wait, hold on, cause I got applaud. We got applaud to that one on some real shit because I had also, and I wanna go a little further in that one too. It's kind of like that, but not like that, but like that. And I'm gonna say it to my perspective and my journey, as far as where I was at before. I had to realize I'm not there anymore. So
Hmm.
the way I'm at in this life right here, right now, I kept showing up as the old me, and kept and didn't understand why I'm in limbo. I would take 2 steps forward and then go 4 steps back.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wait a minute. And then it had to dawn on me, like, girl, Etoy, you're not there anymore. You're here. You keep coming with the same mind frame, the same habits, the same behaviors, and it's manifesting, and you not understanding that you in a whole different life. So, yeah,
yeah,
yo, kudos to that one.
Well,
Kudos to that one.
but there's a blessing in silence. Sometimes we need, as an individual, to give yourself some space and silence, because we've been, particularly in this age that we living in, there's so many words
yeah.
with these devices. We've bombarded all of these words. Now we are a people of words.
Hmm.
I used to tell some of my colleagues, and I'm still waiting for them to call me after 30 years. Everything we come in contact when we came out of the birth canal is filled with words.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And I gave them a challenge. I've been waiting for 30 years now. I'm still waiting. Show me something that just don't have a word attachment. Everything has a word. So the gift of word, or the gift of speech, is so important. And so when we put our hands or our minds or our brain into a situation, whether these religious figures, political figures, they all use words.
Yeah,
And we need to have a filter or that criterion to be able to say, this guy's bullshitting me, and this guy or this gal is telling me the truth. We need to be able to distinguish, and sometimes that's very difficult because sometimes they come across very charming, particularly these politicians and some of the members of the clergy. So we have to be careful of what we digest that word, because it internalizes it. And it usually come after us when we're young, because we're very impressionable. And once they're able to get into us when we're young, very, very difficult, because now the die is set. The concrete now becomes very hard.
yeah.
And so that's why we got to be very careful when we put young minds in the presence of so-called teachers.
So, Flex, I want to ask you, what is your take on the power of the mind? Yeah, this is my kind of talk right here.
Power of the mind,
Power of the mind.
right? Everything is mental.
Everything is
Everything. The
mental.
universe is mind, right? There's yo. Right, so I gotta think about this one, right? Um, there are ways to express a thought, right? That is digestible to the masses, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way is while I'm talking to you right now, right? Words are a great example. Um, it's said that you can't identify a thing, like your mind can't see a thing unless you have an indicator for it, right? Meaning, like, you're as a newborn, you're walking, not you won't walk, but you'll be introduced to the world and you'll just see things, right? Everything is moving,
Mm-hmm.
loud and colorful, because you don't have the descriptors yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? To say, you don't have the language yet to say, oh, this is a car, this is a bus, this is a sidewalk, this is a build. You just don't have the language, right? But everything in front of you is a projection, right? It depends on what you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, right? How you say this? It depends on what you believe, right? Uh, because you can engage with the version of the world you believe exists, right? So at any time you can walk out your house and say today's going to be a great day, and guess what, odds are you're going to be right. You can also walk out the house and say today is going to be a bad day, and odds are you're going to be right, because the way you're walking into a thing, cognitive bias I believe is called, the way you walk into a thing, you're looking for affirmation of what you said already.
Mm.
Today's going to be a great day. Now you're looking for things. The lady got across the street, the car stopped short. Oh, that was a great day. Almost hit her. That was great that it didn't. But if you walk out the house, same day, same situation, with a negative mindset, it'd be like, yo, what the fuck? You almost hit the lady, right? Same instant, same exact situation. But it's the way you perceive it, right? And it's not just little things like that. It's everything, right? If you think men and women are at odds, you know what? You'll see cognitive bias. You'll see it. You'll see. Oh yeah, look what she said about him. Yeah, look what he said about. Yeah, yeah. Men and women are at odds. They're beefing. No, that's not true. There are subsets of people in places who are disagreeing with each other. That's a universal thing. That's not unique to any one demographic, right? That's not unique to any one region. Like, people are going to agree and disagree because we have different backgrounds, we have different imaginations, we have different cultures, we have different religions, and all of those things contribute to the way we perceive a world. Right. So because we grew up in different places, we grew up with different households, different parents, we're going to come to the same situation and we're going to visit it differently. We're going to have a different interpretation of the events. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It just means we see things different.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can't or we won't acknowledge and accept that is the reason why we'll continue to disagree and argue, because when a person is arguing with you, odds are they're trying to convince you that they're right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's why people go so hard. Oh no, no, you don't understand. This is because in my belief is that if I say it the right way, you're going to agree with me and we can move forward. Right?
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm.
opposed to saying, I see how your life has shaped the way you see it, and these are the things that you see when looking at this thing. I see something different. Period. That's it. I don't have to get you on my side. You don't have to try to convince me to, you get what I'm saying? But all of this is a mental thing. Like, everything is mental, everything is mind, right? The concept of, like, this whole shit right here, right? Somebody thought this shit out. Like back in the days, we used to watch the Jetsons. They had little screens and people were talking to each other. It was, it's the
Mm-hmm.
future. We're here. We're in the future now,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But it came from a thought. Everything starts in the mind. This hat, this laptop, everything started in the mind. It started with a thought. It's just how diligent are you with your thoughts that you'll manifest them,
Mm.
So
right?
Mm.
I want to add to that, right? Because we pressed for time. We have 49 minutes, and I was trying to keep it under the gun, right? And I can't remember his name. Oh man, I'm so mad. I'm gonna put it in the description later on when I go back and I edit everything. So when you're talking about how you manifest everything, and mental is everything, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I'm about to go a little step further. I'm about to drop a jewel on everybody. I've been dropping this jewel on my kids, and I was waiting to drop this jewel on the world. So it's this Chinese scientist. About maybe 15, 20 years ago, he had did a research with water on how to program. You know what I'm talking about,
Yep, yep,
right?
yep, yep, yep.
You know what I'm talking about, right? On how to program the water, right? So he took 3 jars of water. One water, and I think they added some rice in it. Some people did different experiments with it,
Mm-hmm,
but one jar of water, he spoke good to it.
mm-hmm,
The other jar of water, he just left it. The other jar of water, he spoke nasty to it, right? So he did it for 30 days.
mm-hmm,
The jar of water that he spoke good to, I love you, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. The water was pure and clean, and it was fragrant, and it smelled good.
mm-hmm,
The water that he left alone, it was like, nah, nah. The water that he spoke bad to, fuck you, I hate you, it was black, it was nasty, and it stank. because
Mhm.
water can be programmed,
Yep.
right? Hold on, I'm about to go another further, deep further. What is this world mostly surrounded
80%
by?
water. 80% water. Yep.
I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. What is our body?
80% water.
Come on. So it's like whatever we thinking, whatever we speaking. So when the water evaporates up into this
Hmm.
atmosphere, so we are constantly programming every time we speak something. When they say you putting out there in the atmosphere, don't speak it into the atmosphere because they don't understand the unseen science behind it.
Hmm.
Because we got all these water molecules floating around that you are programming. Then when you want to manifest something, you talk bad about yourself, your mental, you programming the water in your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
So and when I wrote this in my book that I got coming called The Mind of a Slave. Hint hint. When I
Yeah.
came out the hospital and I just couldn't, I was so under so much stress and anxiety and depression that I was in stroke region. I didn't think I was gonna live. That they didn't think I was gonna live. So my step pops came and got me. The elevator was broken. They live on the top floor, the 18th floor. I'm like, I just came out the hospital. How am I gonna make it up these steps? I said, you know what? Let me just breathe. I was pissed that the lady that's the same age as my mother blew past me, but I had to take it every step of the way.
Hmm.
From then, right then and there, I should have known that it was meant to. I
Hmm.
should have known that it was meant to. Everything was meant to. Everything that I was feeding myself and programming myself in my mind. Because you know why? Because of the environment that I was
Hmm.
around, the environment that I was in. I was letting that shit program me.
Yeah.
So yes, the power of the mind, Flicks, I agree with you 100%. Everything is mental, but I just had to add that element of the
I get that.
water.
I get that.
Yo, you get that?
I get
Okay.
that. Yo, I have in when I have conversations with people and they speak negatively of or to themselves in the conversation, I check it. I check it every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's cool if you do that on your own time, but you're not going to do it in front of me because you don't understand
Right.
what you're doing, and I'm watching you do it.
Right.
And as you know, sometimes is I try to do it in jest, right? Um, but sometimes there's no room for that, right? And it's
Right.
all right. So now I have to. I'm gonna shift the dynamic. That's what
Mm-hmm.
happens, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
go from being peers to being teacher student,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then
Mm-hmm.
it depends on if it's received palatably. It may go from being teacher student to rival,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who you think you are, right? Who you
Mm-hmm.
think you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to help. You
So
get it right now, but you get it later.
let's move around because we still didn't get to the other stuff. We at 54 minutes.
All right.
I'm telling y'all, I be trying to keep it in the hour.
It's not. It's okay if you're gonna go a little over. It's all right.
It's cool. It's cool. I be trying to keep it in the hour, but you know what? We got some grown people conversations here.
Yeah.
Everybody got different podcasts. I'm not knocking nobody. Here, I choose to bring to the platform some kind of elevation.
Yeah.
Everybody need that. You
Yeah.
feel me? So I hope they get it. I'm only doing what God told me to do. So what are you doing now?
I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. Right. See, I don't know where to start. So we have. All
Talk
right. So
about it.
the last thing we did was a film written and directed by Jermaine Smith. It's called The Child. It focuses on a family, mother and son, mother, son, and stepfather. They're having a domestic violence in the home, and it migrates its way into school, and then the school
Mm,
talks about it, and it's a dope story. Uh, did a screening, I think 3 weeks ago. We did a screening. It was sold out. Everybody raved about it. It was fire. My daughter has a little piano solo in there. She's 5. Shout out to Lonnie, right? It was an amazing thing to see her on the screen, and is man, right?
that's beautiful.
Let me
That's
focus. All right.
beautiful.
So
We got to give some applause to that.
you
Oh,
gotta.
I don't miss the
Yeah, yeah,
screen.
yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, hold on. I don't miss the screen. Oh, here we go. Bing. Listen, we gonna use all these bells and whistles. StreamYard to upgrade the price, so we gonna use every button on this thing. I'm gonna get my money's worth. I don't care.
Oh shit. Yeah. So So we have another film we just finished called Cooking in Yesterday's Grease, written and directed by the same producer. I just did another short film, um, uh, Lost and Found.
Mm,
Um, the film before that was Time and Place. There's a film called When. All of these films, most of these films are on distributed already. You can find some of this stuff on Amazon. Some of this stuff is on Tubi. Go to the Instagram. You know, there's clips and links from all of this stuff. Um, I don't know. I just shot the I just did the uh, South African minister. I just shot
okay.
his celebration. Right, I don't know. I got in there somehow, the way, right?
He's from South
Okay.
Africa. He's from South
South
Africa.
Africa. I'll find out the title right now because I got my computer in front of me. Right, I ain't even got to stress. Right. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, hold on. I got you. Wait. Oh, see, I was supposed to have my Jeopardy sound during, but I got something else. Hold on. Wait a
There
minute.
you go. The foreign minister of South Africa. Right. I covered his event. There you go. The drums. The drums. I used to play drums.
Oh,
I used to
word?
actually play drums. Yeah, I used to play drums, trumpet. That's all. That was a yester life, right? But yeah, I used to
That's
do a lot of
dope.
stuff.
That's dope. That's dope. So that's it. That's all you're doing. 'Cause I know you're
No,
doing more.
that's yeah. I did. We're in the casting. We just finished the casting process of a film called Apartment 14B. Um, I can't remember the writer and director's name. We start filming in January. There's two other projects that I'm working on. There's a script that I'm writing. There's actually, man, I don't know. We got a bunch of shit, right? So this is the thing, right? I have made a point to like life, like brother was saying earlier, life is really short, right? You never know how long you're gonna be here. You never know how much time you have. So I have been compacting as much in as much time as possible, right? So
Mm.
I don't necessarily get to sit in a thing and celebrate it, right?
Mm.
Yo, this is the thing. This is great. I love it. Next. And that's it. I'm right to the next thing. You get what I'm saying? So the goal, I guess, is when I finally get tired and slow down and I look back, I'd be proud of my accomplishments.
Okay.
You know, accolades
Mm-hmm.
aside, right? Because you know, a lot of us are we're vying for attention or adoration or validation from third parties, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
don't, you know, I want to be able to do something that I can look at and say, man, I put my all into that and it's amazing.
I want to
And
reply.
don't be ashamed of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to rebut that. Oh man. Oh man. How can I forget his name? Oh my God. The one that died from stomach cancer. I can't. Black Panther. Oh my God. What's his name? 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 What's that actor name? He was Black Panther. He
Oh, you
died.
talking about
The lead actor.
yeah, I
Yes.
can't
What was
remember
his
his
name? Oh
name.
my God. Oh
Yeah,
please,
he
please
did
forgive
James Brown. He
us.
did Jackie Robinson.
Oh my God. Please forgive us. Oh my
Look in
God.
the
And
chat. Somebody got it.
He,
somebody gotta have it. Come on, give it to us,
he's a
y'all.
graduate, I believe, of Howard University too.
Oh my God! Oh my God! King Simon, where you at? Like, why you not here? Why
Chadwick
you
Boseman.
what's his
Yee!
name? Chad.
Chadwick
Yes,
Boseman.
yes, Chad
Yeah.
Boseman. Okay, so I heard him say that he had done all of those things because when he finally went to God, he wanted to go before God empty.
Yeah.
And that sounds like something that you just said.
Hmm.
And that's what I have been doing. I have been feeling so heavy these last past few years because I feel as though I'm not living up to my full potential because I got all this stuff in me. And I said if I was to die today or tomorrow, um, and Les Brown said this also. He said, if you on your dying bed, yes, hey, please say it in the chat. Come in the chat. Don't text me. Come in the chat and be a part of the conversation. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Um, he said, if you was on your dying bed, this is for everybody that's in the audience as well. You will see if you didn't do and follow your heart, you will see all of your dreams standing around you. All your dreams standing around you, how would you feel?
Mm.
Me, I wouldn't feel too good. I will feel like then I'm gonna have to come back to this life again to do it all over again. I want to get it all out of me. I want to feel light. And I just said
Yeah.
to myself today, I said, when I die, I'm going to have a light heart. My heart going to be light as a feather. So
Yeah.
I like that, Flicks. I like that. Brother L. House, then you got anything you want to say? 'Cause I know you
Yeah.
long-winded. I know you
Yeah, I'm
got
long with. I got a
something.
lot. I want to be very respectful of the guest, our brother here, but something, some of us, and I always, in my language, I always use exceptions,
Hmm.
but some of us have contributed nothing.
Mm.
We've been hell raisers above ground. Okay. And some of us contribute nothing to the struggle.
Yeah, man.
And I used to tell people this, brother, that's all right.
Okay.
But it's not all right because when you take that last ride in the Cadillac called the hearse and that embalming fluid wears off, you gave nothing of your talent and God's gift while you was above ground walking perpendicular. But when you
Mm.
become horizontal in that casket and that embalming fluid wears off and it explodes, hate to get graphic, it explodes. Now you become a fertilizer for the soil. You're going to give something back now unwillingly.
Mm.
And so some of us think that we're just put on this earth to cause chaos, confusion. We're here to help people. We're put on this earth to help people. Some have a gift of speech. Some, just by their very character, you can teach somebody. Because there's been leaders that said very little, but their character was very informational. They were able to help people. And some of us have done nothing
Yeah.
but destroy ourselves and our community. And so it's so important when you talk about the mind, because there's a book called The Science of the Mind.
Hmm.
There's many different authors, because now you get into spirituality, metaphysics, things that you just can't touch. Because the mind is not the human brain. The mind is an invisible entity
Hmm.
that operates
Right.
through the brain and sheer words and expressions. And that's why we got to be careful where we spend our time
Yeah.
Right.
being taught. Because some of us spend our time and we learn nothing. And
I
we're
want.
Right.
40 years old and 50 years old not learning anything. Go ahead, brother. I'm going to let you
I want.
talk.
I want. I want. You're a very funny brother, bro. Right.
Thank you.
I want. I want.
You see how he be throwing them subs, right?
Right. Little bit.
A
A
little
little
bit.
something.
Stuff about it, right? There's. I had to learn something, right? Because I had to. I used to, condemn people, right?
Mm,
And there was a older elder brother, right? He showed me, right? He expressed to me, everybody is needed, right?
mm,
If you don't have terrible people, how can you tell a difference between a terrible person and a good person? You won't know. You'll just have people if everybody was the same.
mm,
You need to have a rainy day in order to appreciate a sunny day.
mm,
I got
Mm.
that lesson from Vampire in Brooklyn, right?
mm,
Eddie Murphy, right?
mm,
Necessary evil is what
mm.
he called it, right? And at first it was funny, but it was dope, and I was doing music, so I sampled it, I put it on a mixtape, because it was dope. It was motivative, at the time. But I didn't realize how deep it was and how real it was. It's like, no, in order to appreciate a sunny day, it had to rain before,
Yeah.
because the air cleans up after the rain,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you get
Mm-hmm.
to breathe, you get to go outside. Things just seem sharper, right? Your
Mm,
vision is more accurate because all of the smog, some of the smog, not all of it, you in New York, right? But some of that stuff has been filtered out because of the rain, right? So now you get fresh air, you get the grass, you get
Mm.
the trees, you get a whole bunch of things that come from the thing that we can attribute as being negative, right? The same
mm,
thing works as with people. You got people who are terrorizing themselves, their environment, the people that love them, but without them, we won't properly appreciate a person who does right, because then we would think that that's what's expected. This how there's everybody shows up this way. It's not special.
mm.
You have to
Right.
be without for a period of time to appreciate when you have. That's what I've learned.
All right. So I wanna go on. Look, and as who was somebody take it to someone, let's play a game. But it's funny because I just was getting ready to say, let's go to our it hot topics. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
We
You
heard it. We
heard
heard it.
that? All right, so we in our hot topics segment. We trying to wrap it up. We long winded, but it's okay. So I want to talk about them cutting the food stamps. And the reason why I want to talk about, I don't get food stamps no more. I wish I still did. I ain't even gonna hold you. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody fronting here. Listen, prices is high. I got a lot of kids. I got 50 kids, and I need all the help that I can get. Okay.
you gotta eat.
Um, but I want to talk about them cutting the food stamps and the SNAP benefits. Anybody don't know what that is, and how that plays effect on the mental health of individuals. And I will say that because I remember when I was going through a tough time and I didn't know how I was going to be able to feed my children. And that played a big part on my mental health. And when you have money, when you have anxiety over money, you start to do things that you wouldn't have done before.
Mhm.
You start to maybe degrade yourself just a little bit to say, you know what, fuck it, I gotta feed me and my kids. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that. Elwood House, I know you got something to say towards that. I know you did your research. I know you got a whole 5 pages.
My favorite quote, oh, there's a book.
Oh,
You
there's a
know,
book.
there's a book. Well, I would have to mention the Nation of Islam,
Okay.
certainly under the administration of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and others. They said that welfare will be farewell.
Mm.
Welfare, farewell. And so now we have a crisis because this is going to be a crisis when
I'm
people
sorry.
can't
I'm
eat.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. People still text me. Yes, it's live. Yes, it's live. Please tune into the chat. Don't text me. Be a part of the conversation. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Thank y'all.
welfare will one day be farewell. And so now we at almost at a crisis where people are not will not be able to feed their families, and some people will resort to criminal behavior, taking that which doesn't belong to them. And some of us need food to take medication, and so our community have been some of us have been living on 3 meals a day, just eat, eat, eat. So now we gotta cut back on eating, maybe 2 meals a day, maybe 1 meal a day. It's all good for the human body, but we're in a situation where, uh, well, the government has long been wanting to get rid of the welfare program, making it more difficult. So now we're at a situation now with the federal government on recess, or they're not in Washington D.C. The government shut down, and so now we're almost at the Thanksgiving. And now people don't know whether or not they can put dinner on the table and have celebrations. And this is in conjunction with what we call Christmas, which is the celebration of the fat guy with the suit called Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So we're in some dangerous times because if you all remember during COVID, where the supermarkets were had long lines, and they put you the head of the line based upon your age. And some people went in there taking packs of water. It was chaos. Some
Yeah.
of us, well, we take these things for granted, but some people will become barbaric
Hmm.
if they don't eat. And so we are in some very troubled times when it comes to the SNAP program and welfare. And, uh, it was always designed as not something permanent.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a safety net. When you have a circus and the guys walking the tightrope, they got a net just in case they fall. Well, the net was welfare, and so now they're removing that net, and so some of us may have to knock on the door of some of these churches, and they need to feed the people. And so we're in a crisis. What do
We
you?
got some comments from our audience, and they really chatty about these stamps. let's
Okay.
get let's get into it. Hold
Oh
on,
shit.
let's get
Okay.
into it. So Candy
They really chatty
said,
about
"What's up, Candy?"
Okay.
Candy said, "We as a people had enough time to get our lives together. We even have DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc. Go to work." She also said earlier that she believes that food stamps need to end. We have um Ella Neffer. She says, hold on, my bad.
Hmm.
Food streams were always meant to be assistance, not full support.
And so I'm gonna say this, right. um I think if you're not participating in it, right, you shouldn't have an opinion,
Mm.
right?
Mm,
It's the same way when they talk about uh birth control for women, right? I'm on my business. I'm not a woman. I don't have a uterus. You know, I feel sisters get to do what they want to do. It's your body, right? The same way if a person is engaging with the system and they need the assistance because of whatever life has put them in or the situation they've put themselves in, right? I think that's for them and the system to figure out, right? I don't think my opinion on somebody else's way of their providing them for themselves is relevant, right? Because then that leads to me judging another motherfucker, right? And I got my own shit to worry about,
Mm.
right? So I know
Well,
people on stamps. I know people who used to be on stamps. You know, like I get it. You know, like it is what it is. You know, but you know,
well, I mean,
um,
yeah.
Brian says, if there was a time for a community, it's now. Food stamps are not. We are all we got.
Well, let me add this. Nationally, there are more Caucasians on welfare
hmm
or public assistance than people of color.
Talk
We
about it.
gotta destroy that myth.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
There are a great many of our people, black and brown, who are on these assistance programs.
yeah,
But I don't want to point the finger at them because there's a lot of reasons why they're on there.
hmm
Some of it is generational. But we was never, let me correct that, because we were taught this, but we listened to the wrong leaders. There were leaders that came among our community, not for 10 minutes, for decades, telling us, do for self. Remember what I said about 5 minutes ago? It will come a time where welfare will be farewell. See you later. These are government programs that some in politics or in government feel that, hey, it, it served this use. These
yeah,
people are collecting welfare and they don't need it, but they wind up punishing people who do need it. And so it's something that we as a people, we have to really examine it, because it's easy to cut someone off,
hmm
like you said. Someone that has a six-figure income that's doing well, it's easy for them to say, cut them off.
I'm
But
sorry to
hey,
interrupt. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt.
yeah,
Please don't call me. Don't text me. I'm on live. I think I said this like 50 million times. I'm streaming from my phone.
okay. Well, there's
So
people that's
when,
trying to get at you, that's
yes,
trying
there's
to
somebody
communicate.
that's calling me back to back.
Okay, okay,
Stop calling me. Thank
okay,
you.
okay. Well, um, for a long time, uh, many some of our leaders was telling us for a long, long time there will come a time, there will be a climate where these programs will no longer exist, and we might be at this time. But the problem is our people disciplined enough? I should tell some of my brothers and sisters, I used to engage a lot of my brothers and sisters for many, many years, and some of them use the R word, not reparations, but that's for another day, but revolution. If you are involved in a revolution, there is no supermarket. There is no McDonald's. I'm talking about full-fledged revolution.
hmm
You might have to eat barbecue cat or barbecue rat. Okay. And some of us will say, well, whoa, that's very extreme. Well, in a revolution, there is no shop, right? There is no Popeyes. Every man for himself, right? And God for us all. And so when you are fighting a revolution, you may not eat for
Yeah.
2 or 3 days. Okay. You may have to eat grass or dirt. These are extreme measures, but I'm addressing those who want to engage in revolution. Revolution is bloody, as Malcolm said. It's hostile. It knows no compromise. Minister Malcolm has said that. And so, yeah, you used to eating 3 and 4 meals a day. You might have to eat 1 or 2 meals a day. And guess what? You might have to give that meal to your child. You may have to say, you know what, I can't eat right now. I got to feed my children. I got to do without. And a lot of us, well, I'm going to mention this because we got to keep it 100, as people say in the street. Most of us never fasted a day in our life. Fasting disciplined you.
Yeah.
But some of us are so accustomed to eating 3 and 4 meals a day, we can't do without food. But we may be put to the test now.
Yeah.
Candy says, how many years will we stay down? We must focus on self-preservation.
You want to take that, brother?
I think there's a right. This is a interesting conversation, right? I was a friend of mine's, Nicholas Haywood, was shot and killed by the police when we were like 15, 16 years old. His father has been trying to seek justice for him for the last 25 years, right? Probably a little longer than that, 27 years now. And I remember being at Borough Hall protesting and watching people expect change and revolution on their lunch break. And it was a eye-opening thing to the place we are as people, right? Us, right? We don't want all of the things that require a revolution, yet we want the revolution, right? We don't want to go to the store and buy the groceries and cook it. We just want to eat, right? In order for the thing that we actually want to happen, we will have to be uncomfortable for a real long time. And most of us are not ready. We're not prepared for it, right? I don't fight fights that I don't think I can win, right? And I'm very mindful. I'm very mindful of. I'm trying to be mindful of the way that I say this, right? Killer Mike said it at a conference. He asked the people in the audience, how many of y'all fish regularly? How many people shoot a gun regularly? And nobody put their hands up. He said, I love us, but we not ready for shit. Right? And it was real. And I understood why he was saying it. He got a lot of pushback, a lot of flack. People said, oh, he's not for us. He was like, nah, the problem is you don't want the truth. People don't want the truth. They want things that make them feel good. Right? The truth is, if we try to have a revolution right now, we'll die. That's the truth, right? If we continue the way we're going, right? If nobody learns to cook, if nobody learns to farm, if nobody learns to fish, if nobody learns to shoot a gun, if nobody learns self-defense, if we don't learn to live off the grid, there is no revolution.
Yeah, that's
All
why.
right.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
I got to keep it
Yeah,
tight.
I know. You got to keep
We
it moving.
19 minutes over. We 19
Okay,
minutes
okay,
over.
okay, okay.
So
All
the
right.
next thing I want to talk about, what hot topics is, I should have had my drum roll going. The NBA players that's been getting arrested. So I have dropped out of the NBA totem pole for watching
Mhm.
NBA for many years now. So I don't know too much, but I'm pretty sure you guys can elaborate on that. But we have one more comment in which I think is good. I don't want to really get into it, but
Can it be addressed in a short period in a couple of sentences?
it sure can. You think you can take
It
that?
depends what it is, because it depends
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. Well, live life no regrets says we're still paying federal taxes. Why does benefits have to stop? Government employees should still be able to get paid. IMO is all a game. A tactic to get the masses, black folks, to act a fool.
Yeah, I agree with that beautiful person who texts absolutely right. And you know what? When you are hungry, you do strange things.
Do something strange for a little bit of change.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we
And
all
by,
been there.
and by the way, being we are on the eve of what they call Thanksgiving for the indigenous, they see it as genocide. But
Uh-huh.
there's a book that talked about the pilgrims
Hmm.
on their way here. They were very, very hungry,
All right, just
and
keep it short. Keep it
okay,
short.
and
Keep it
let
short.
me real quick. They resulted to cannibalism.
Yep.
Okay, eating each other while they come to Plymouth Rock in Massachusetts. And of course, we have that big old sit down with the indigenous, and this is where we have Thanksgiving. But for the person that texts that question, absolutely right. We will resort to a lot of crazy things when we're hungry because we're not disciplining ourselves. We never were told by, I'm not going to say we never was told, but there were leaders that was preparing us for this day. Do for self, engage in farming,
Yeah.
cattle, fish, um, preparing livestock. In other words, the whole do for self program. There's Amish right there in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, the Amish, they grow their own food. They have their own community. We never. I'm not going to say we never, but we're not community minded, and so we're at the peril of doing. We're going to be in a situation where we're going to be doing without a great many of us. The question is, how far are we willing to go to feed ourselves and our family? I don't know whether or not we're going to resort like the pilgrims. You're going to eat pookie today. Pookie's on the menu. Okay? Because some people will resort to cannibalism. I remember real quick, there was a film a couple of years ago based upon a true story. There was a plane that crashed like in the mountains, and they had nothing to eat. And they started slicing each other and eating the passengers. We may come to that. I know that's for the audience. Oh, brother, you blowing smoke up our ass. Let me tell you something. When you're hungry, you'll resort to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we may resort to a lot of chaos. Remember, during COVID, people was knocking each other in the head to get that pack of water. The shelves was empty. When it gets to that level, the trucks can't come in. Remember, a lot of these food trucks come into the community. If they see that it's chaos and it's dangerous for them to bring in chickens and cereal, they're not going to come in.
Yo, the
Okay?
chat is blowing up.
Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. I'm going to
The
stop right
chat,
there.
yo. When I say it's like bling, 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 one after another. The chat, and it's just like we gotta move forward, y'all. We got another hot topic. This was a hot topic. Let's give applause to this hot topic. These SNAP benefits.
Okay.
Let's give an applause to that. We gotta move forward. Thank y'all
Okay.
for all your comments. Like we got one more hot topic, and then we gotta get into the trivia time. Don't y'all
Okay.
want this
Okay.
cash money?
All
Don't
right.
y'all want this cash money that I'm giving y'all from my hard-earned pockets? Y'all need to be
Yes.
cash apping me. It's my birthday.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Go
So
ahead.
the next hot topic is these brothers, these NBA players that has been getting locked up.
Right.
Can you brothers please elaborate on that?
You want to go first, brother?
Uh, nah, you get.
Well, without mentioning any names, because our judicial system says that they're innocent until proven guilty. So
Mhm.
we got to give them their day in court. Uh, you know, Sometime earning an income, particularly the income that they're earning compared to the NBA players 30, 50 years ago, they don't make half of what they make.
Mhm.
And yet, that's not enough. I'm just saying allegedly. I'm not going to mention any names. And when we have these multi-talented brothers, they have to be careful. You have to say enough is enough, particularly if you're earning. Just imagine you are playing a kid sport. You're dribbling a basketball up and down the court or throwing pigskin football, and you got endorsements, but very few of them really leave this
Uh-oh. This game. You froze, brother. That's the NBA freak fucking with your camera. Yo, he
Oh
froze.
shit.
They got him.
Oh, they
They
got
got
him.
him.
See, that's
Look.
what happens when you start talking about shit.
Okay, I'm still here.
You
I
still
don't know. We
here?
lost. We
There
lost
you go. Yeah,
visualization.
yeah, 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 yeah. There you
At
go.
one
Now
point,
that's how
I
you
just
know
saw
this is a
myself.
real
I didn't.
hot topic. This is a real hot
Yeah,
topic.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
our
Someone said,
previous shit.
"Yo."
Uh oh. You back? You here? You
Yeah,
here?
yeah. It is a. It is. Yeah, yeah. I lost. I saw myself. I didn't see you. I didn't see my brother here.
Uh
Okay, and
oh.
so yeah. Sometimes things have a way of
Nah, but you know
triggering
what's
certain
funny? We
things
said
that they don't want to discuss.
we triggering, and we said this last season. We was like, we surprised we didn't get canceled yet from the stuff that we was talking about. But you know what? We gonna keep on going. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm saying is that I believe that these corporations, because NBA, NFL, these are corporations. These are, they're going to protect their brand, and brothers got to be very careful when they engage in illegal behavior. If you remember, brother, a couple of months ago,
Uh oh.
I think he played for the Boston Celtics, won the championship.
So this,
He's a
Uh oh.
yep. So this is what we were talking about earlier about the power of the mind. We know
Right.
we made a joke that the powers that be are fucking with him, right? But
Right.
how do we without even communicating it, how do we agree to that?
Right.
You understand? Right?
Right.
And he's
Right.
reiterating. Yep, 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 yep.
All right. So because I'm trying to set up for trivia time, so I need y'all to elaborate on this about 2 more minutes. So what you do you want to get into this, Flix?
I just it regardless of the amount of money you make or don't, you have honest people and you have dishonest people,
Right.
right? In certain situations, honest people will be dishonest, right? And in
Mm-hmm.
certain situations, dishonest people may exhibit honesty, right? It's just a lot of things are situational, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
just think that these brothers, because I don't know, right? But I've seen environments where there's a person who is doing really well, right? As a celebrity, and you got people around you that you got to feed, right? So it's either
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna come out of your pocket or you're gonna create an avenue to feed them, right? And so I don't know because I don't know all the details. I'm not in the room. I'm not gambling. I ain't got no money on the table, so I don't know what's going on with them. But I've
Mm-hmm.
seen situations where you have to find a way to feed people that you unless you're gonna feed them out your pocket, right? And this may have been that, right? But again,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because I don't know them.
Right. So Merciful says, I smell a class action lawsuit. A lot of gamblers are going to be reviewing the parlays, the loss along the way. They lost along the
They
way.
lost along the way, yeah. Because then if I
Mm.
gambled at your spot and I lost, let's say I lost 10 grand, and I think the numbers was funny, the cards was moving, I'm gonna need that back. I'm gonna need that back. And then and it is no way to for because it's dangerous. That's dangerous
All
because
right,
you
you
gotta
back,
compensate
you
everybody.
back, Saladin. Merciful
yeah. I'm
say
back.
I
I'm
smell
back.
a
I'm back.
Merciful said I smell a class action lawsuit. A lot of gamblers are going to be reviewing the parlays they lost along the way. So
Yeah,
I want to
absolutely,
get into that
absolutely.
right
Like I said,
quick
this
and then
thing is still.
go ahead.
There's a
Yeah. Hello.
delay.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a delay. Yeah, I agree with brother Merciful. It's all of this is under investigation. I mean, we have. I don't know how old the viewers are, but Pete Rose that played with the Cincinnati Reds. He was accused of gambling and denied him Hall of Fame, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So when you have any sports, you're going to have gambling and you're going to have some, things that are illegal. And so
Merciful said
at the
I'm
end of the
sorry.
day, I think that,
Merciful
they got
said
to go.
that we commenting on these people
Yeah.
as if
They're
they
already
were already
convicted.
convicted because the FBI said so. We gonna talk about that, and then we gonna get to trivia time.
No, first of all, brother. Yeah, hold on for a minute. First of all, brother Merciful, I never mentioned any names. I said that they're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I didn't point fingers at anybody, brother Merciful. I didn't mention any names, and I said that they are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so I didn't accuse anyone of committing any crime. Okay, and I know that the FBI is going to do their due diligence. But at the end of the day, let me repeat myself, brother Merciful, and anyone that's under my voice, all of them are innocent until proven guilty,
Okay.
and they have,
So Brian Maver
and
says
some of them
adaptable
already got
sounds.
legal representation. So we
Brian
just got to
Maver
work it out.
says
Yeah.
that adaptable sounds like more appropriate way to describe the individual as being situational.
Adaptable. Hmm. Okay.
You want to elaborate
Well,
on that,
first of all, we
Baron?
don't know what happened. Other,
We
Brother
don't know if
Saladin,
anything
yeah.
you got a
First of all, we
delay
don't.
going on.
Yep.
All right, we
Um,
getting ready to go. We're going to trivia time. We're gonna move from that. We moving from that. We moving from that. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to win this cash money? Y'all ready? Okay. Let's go
okay, we got
into
a delay on my
yeah, you
on
got
our, yeah,
you got delay on your end.
on,
We getting ready to go
FLIX
into
too.
it's trivia
Yeah, I think so. I
time.
think we might have. I think
It's
we might have stepped on some
trivia time.
corns. I think we might have stepped on some corn. Yeah,
We definitely
absolutely.
stepped on some corns, but we moving from that. We
FLIX,
moving
you.
from that. We moving from that. We moving from that. Chandler, we moving from that.
Yeah,
We going into trivia. It's trivia
yeah,
time. So
yes. Quickly, yes,
we wrapping this
because
up,
we have a
you
lot
know,
of
because
bad
as
connections.
soon as we started talking about uh the basketball players, we started getting bad connection. So I want y'all to dial in if you want to be a part of
We
this.
never
This is
mentioned
from
any.
Blue
First of all,
FLIX.
for clarity, we never mentioned any names. Yeah, go ahead.
You ready? To, you ready to clap back? You want to clap back, Taylor? Cause we in
I'm
trivia
just
time.
saying that I think you should go to the trivia. I think you should go to the trivia so
I'm
we
trying.
could. But let me say this again. I know you're trying, but we never accuse anyone, myself or the guests. Or, we never accused it. We never mentioned any names. They're all innocent until guilty.
Right.
Got
Yeah.
him.
All right. They'll have their day in court, and that's it.
Please don't text me. Say it in the chat. Somebody text me like he tight. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. They like he tight. Oh God, this shit is comical. This is funny. We gotta end it. We 30 minutes over. We 30 minutes over.
All right, so let's
But
go to
but
the
but what I
let's
will say is
yeah.
with brother Saladin, we both live by the airport. So when them, when they be doing whatever they doing, our internet get knocked out. Today my internet was great. That's why I'm streaming from my phone. Bok 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 bok. So let's get into trivia time, right? Let's do it one more time because we worked hard, right? We worked hard on this, so we're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna do it one more again. It's trivia time. I like to hear that. I don't know about y'all. So the first question is, what season is this podcast on? And if you want to be a part of this, I'm giving away $50 cash money, or I'm going to cash app you the money. Dial into 347-363-1747. I should have had that going across the screen. 347-363-1747. $50 is a lot of money to somebody. So if y'all want to be a part of this, 347 That's the first question. You got to dial in first, though. I'm looking for two guests. Two guests. Two guests. Two guests. If you're going to help me save my money, please do. Where's this Saladin go? He out again?
Yep.
He was talking that talk. They said, nah, we got to cut him short.
You gonna get him. I said, we gonna get you.
They said we got to cut him short. We got to cut him short. The next question is, what was the element that Empress was talking about of the power of the mind? If y'all was listening to the whole podcast, why you looking like you don't know what that question is? I was talking to you about it.
That's why I'm trying to figure it out. I got you.
Put it in the chat. Stop texting me. Put it in the chat. Everybody keep texting me. Put it in the chat. I'm gonna repeat it for you, for the person that texts me. What season is this podcast on? What season are we in? You got that? What season are we in? Did y'all get that? Okay. Hold on. Let me see this. If you text me in this chat one more time, I'm about to block you. If you text me personally, I'm about to block you.
I see she got Etoy somehow is having difficulty. Maybe not. Are you still there, Brother Flex?
Yep.
You still there? Oh,
Did y'all
okay.
hear me?
I see you.
Did
I
y'all
see
hear
you.
Candy from
But I don't see
Brownsville?
her.
Did y'all
Yep.
hear
I can
Candy?
hear you.
No, did y'all hear Candy when she beeped in?
I didn't.
No.
No, no,
I was
not at
trying to
all.
get to go to my iPad, but then it went to my phone too. We're gonna get together. Type your questions in the chat. That's what we're gonna do. Because I'm trying to give away some money. Okay?
I think
No, season 2 is wrong. Season 2 is wrong. Candy, type it in the chat, Candy. What season are we on? Candy from Brownsville. What season are we on? She was the one that called in. The person that texts my phone, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. If y'all on Facebook, I don't know why when you on Facebook and Instagram and y'all comment, I cannot see it. StreamYard didn't connect it yet. Please come to YouTube and type it in the chat. Please, 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 please. So we are not on season 2. Come on, what's the answer, y'all? So the first question is what season are we in? The second question is, what was the element that we was talking about of the power of the mind? All right. Okay. We got 2 people commenting. Oh, we got 3 people. Okay, let me write that down. OB O to the okay. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay. What radio? You cannot comment because you know that's not fair. What radio cannot comment? What radio is the one? Is my friend Ish York from over 25 years. He's also in the music industry. He is very humble. He do so much. He's actually touring right now. He was the producer of my podcast at one time, but he did my intro to all my podcasts. He did it's trivia time and it's hot pockets. So don't worry. So yeah. What radio? You cannot comment. Next one. What was the element that we was talking about with the power of the mind? What was the element of the he put now she's tight. You stupid. I am not tight. You cannot comment. You can't comment. What was the element we was talking about with the power of the mind? Now I'm gonna give you okay, we got people commenting. Okay. All right. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. All right, so OB to the gun got 2 right. The Russian got 2 right. Jamel Parker got 1 right. All right, they trying to win this money, honey. Y'all making me excited. All right, so we got Ella got 1. O Tuli got 2. The Russian got 2. Parker got 1. So we got O and the Russian at a tie. We got O and the Russian at a tie. We got O and the Russian at a tie. We got O and the Russian at a tie. So if y'all was listening from the beginning, who was the brother on the phone with? Hang up the phone, brother. You on TV right now.
Yo, so total transparency. Like I run a company, right? I'm a operations manager at FLIX LLC. That's a multimedia company. So periodically, I get random calls from clients, right? So I have to answer the phone. You know, I try to keep it short. I muted the phone and all of that, right? I'm just trying to, trying to save life.
Merciful, you got 1. Merciful, you got 1. So I'm gonna repeat the 2 questions. The first 2 ones. It's what is this podcast season on? Right? The second is what is the element of what we was talking about of the power of the mind? So Ella got 1. O got 2. The Russian got 2. What? You cannot comment. You're done. You already know all of the answers already. Parker got 1. Merciful got 1. We gotta go to the next question. Listen, El Haj Saladin, you give a question. Then Flix, you give a question.
Wow.
We gotta get we need a tiebreaker.
Mm.
Russian and O is at a tie. We need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. I'm trying to give out this $50.
Okay.
Somebody texting me. Flix, give a question
I'm thinking.
Mm.
I'm
so we
thinking.
can get up out of here.
I'm related to the show, right? Hmm.
Okay, well, my son Jason just texted me and said, "Mommy, the old to be gone person got the answers first. They just copying off of them." That's what my son texted me and said. I'm gonna take that text. All the other texts
Mm.
don't text me.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Ask a question about yourself, Flix. If they was listening, come on, let's go. Let's
Something
talk.
that I
Let's
shared
wrap
on
this
here.
up.
Got you.
Let's wrap this up.
Got you. I mentioned that we just screened a film that my daughter was in. What's the name of the film?
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh God, Flix. Text me the name of the film because I forgot. I heard when you said it, but I forgot.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
I
good one.
forgot. I forgot. I forgot.
Uh,
Anybody got that answer? Was y'all paying
Okay, I have one.
attention? Okay.
Okay, right, because he
We need
did
a
mention it. He
tiebreaker.
did mention it.
We need a tiebreaker. Y'all can answer any one of these questions. Got you. Okay. What's the question?
Oh, what was Dr. Martin Luther King's first name before it became Martin?
Now you giving them hard questions.
What was
Now text me the answer. What the hell was his name? Oh man. Come on, because I don't want to lose them.
his first name before it was Martin?
We ain't got no comments.
it got quiet.
They got quiet.
Okay,
I think they
there
like
you
I think
go.
they like my questions better.
Okay,
Okay. Okay, we got some questions. We got some answers coming in. Yes, please. Answer Nefer, please.
okay.
What you cannot answer. Olga, okay, we get some answers. All right. Nefer, please answer. You
Okay.
can definitely answer. Everybody so far, everybody's answering to mostly everybody's answering to the movie. All right, so we getting ready to wrap this
Okay.
up. We wrapping this up. I think we have a winner.
You
I
tried your
think we
best.
I think we have a winner.
Okay.
I think we have a winner. Wait, I'm gonna look. I got two more comments. I gotta go with the person that
Okay.
answered it first. Right? So
That's
drum
fair.
roll, please. It is O to be the gone. Let's give it up O to the B to the gone, please. You are the winner.
Okay.
Please text me
Okay.
347-628-2485 in your cash app. Give it up to O to the B to the gone. Yes. Yes, let's give it up to him. I want to say thank you so kindly for being a part of this podcast. This was fun. We went 49 minutes over.
That's it.
49. I'm trying to
We squeeze another 11 minutes in there just to even it out.
I said don't call me. They still calling me. I'm streaming. Y'all don't listen. I know they love me.
Are
They
they?
love me. Huh?
Is it the audio that they not? Is it the audio? Is it the audio that they not receiving? Is the audio
No, they
connection maybe,
receiving. No, they
or they just
receiving
not?
it.
I don't know.
They just not
People
listening.
don't adhere to rules,
Oh,
so
they're
they
receiving it. Okay.
some people
Right.
feel exempt.
Oh,
Okay.
never said, wow, I wish I would have caught the
I
whole
got.
thing.
Okay.
Oh,
That's what the playback is
Okay.
for.
I'm trying to
that's what
give
the
them the
playback
benefit of
is
the doubt.
for.
Maybe
That's
I
what the
thought maybe some
playback is
connect.
for. So I just want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, thank y'all for coming to Don't Think Too Hard podcast. Every time I always say for the last 3 seasons, I'm going to stay within the hour. And we always go over the hour. I don't get it, but I'm not going to try to get it because the conversation just be that dope and it just bringing more content. I'm not like every other podcast. I'm not coming with the ratchetness. I'm coming with the information. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to grow. You're going to have some intellectual conversations. You're going to see me make mistakes. Yes, because I am relatable. I am not going to sit here in front
Woo!
for nobody. You may
Mm-hmm,
see me knock the microphone over. You may see me kick the stand. The phone going to
mm-hmm.
shake. And it's going to be, you may see me blank out, but you know what? I'm here and I'm the realest that you ever going to see, raw and uncut, and I love it like that. Because this is me, Empress Toy,
Yeah.
baby. And I'm back on my third season. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it without my co-host and all my special guests. I appreciate y'all. So like I said before, we about to end this joint. And I started with trust the process. Your today is not your tomorrow. What you went through in your past does not define who you are today. All it does is just build your character.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you armor. Those wounds, are they really wounds? Or is that like tattoos? That you could say, I got that
Mm.
cut here when I overcame that there. I got that mark there when I overcame this here.
Mm-hmm.
When I had got my heart broken and that knife stabbed in my heart, that's when I learned how to love myself. You feel me? You feel me? Everything that you have been through is to prepare you for your next obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna go a little further. And I always end my podcast with this. The chats is still coming. And I love y'all so much. Um, have you done something for yourself lately? I end my podcast every time with that. Have you done something for yourself lately? Have you looked yourself in the mirror and told yourself you love yourself today? Have you given yourself a hug? When was the last time that you did something for you? Because we wake up every day, and have to go to work. If we have children, we gotta attend to our children. If you run a business, you see FLIX, he on the phone. They had to tell him to hang up the phone. You know, when you a boss, you it's 24/7. When you a teacher or educator, like bro L. Hans Saladin, he always got everybody on his line ringing his phone. He always bringing the knowledge. So I could just imagine what y'all doing out there in the audience. When was the last time you done something for you? When was the last time you just slowed down and said, we got bills that we got to pay, we got mouths that we got to feed, and we always thinking about somebody else? When was the last time that you thought about you? So I challenge you. The night is not over. It's only 10 o'clock. It's not over. I challenge you to do something for you. I don't care how small it is. Because is it really small? Just to stand in the mirror and look at you for who you are. Because so many times we look at who we want to be or where we used to be, but we're not looking at us, ourselves, and just admiring and adoring ourselves for the moment that we are in right now without comparing you to anybody else or anybody else's journey. I challenge you to look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. You is a fine motherfucker. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are that. You feel me? Sometimes you got to do that for yourself. Because you may look for it in somebody else to tell it to you, and it's not their job to. How you feel about you is the only opinion that matters. So I say this to you today. I challenge you. Do something for yourself today before the day is over. Yesterday, I had a piece of cake. That was for me. And I was, they was like, E-Twin, why you acting? I was at work. Why you acting like that? I was like, what they said? What? I felt so good. I had a strawberry cake. And nobody couldn't take that away from me because I did that for me. Don't laugh at me, Saladin. Today, as I was doing my hair, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, the struggles that I had went through with my locks, and I'm doing my hair in the mirror. I'm like, damn, you's a sexy mother, aren't you? I had to do that for me. So I challenge you. So I want to say thank y'all. Thank you again for tuning in. This was another great podcast. I can't believe we at 2 hours.
Mhm.
I just gotta just prepare myself to be here for 2 hours because the way the conversation and being is not to take anything away from anybody. The content and the education and the intellectual conversation that I'm bringing, um, I can't get it all in 1 hour. So thank y'all for watching. Do y'all want to say something before we get up out of here?
And not everything should be, maybe not everything's supposed to fit into a 1 hour container,
Mm,
right? I think we try to. It's kind of like what we are talking about, revolution on lunch break, right? It's like we expect greatness to fit in this little thing.
mm,
Maybe we're looking at it wrong. Maybe it's not supposed to be 1 hour. Maybe it's supposed to be 2 hours, and that way you
mm,
won't feel pressed to
mm,
hurry up and try to make it fit and cut things off. And you know what I'm saying? Give yourself an opportunity to actually be great,
mm. I like
right?
that.
Um, yeah. As far as I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody that chatted, um, everybody that gets some answers. Whether you got them right or wrong. I appreciate you for trying and your effort. If you got an opportunity, you can follow me on Instagram, ILLFLIX, or to go to the website. I'm around. Check out some of the work.
El Hodge.
I greetings greetings of peace for everybody that was listening, that was patient because we had some minor disconnections. I thank you all for your patience. Tune in, share this podcast because it's going to be re-aired again, and just share it. We're not trying to get into the weeds in people's personal life. Okay, that's for another podcast. We're here to inform, enlighten, and uplift the spirit because all of us have some kind of mental challenges that we have to deal with. Some we don't even know about because it's deep seated in the subconscious. So I thank Sister Etoy. I thank Brother Flix and he's our guest today, and he's been so very informative and very lucid, and I like that and an exchange of ideas. So I thank everyone that have been listening, and I appreciate every one of you because it takes patience to sit for 2 hours for some of us.
Yes, thank you. And
And thank you once again,
it
brother. I appreciate you.
it said
Thank you, brother.
it was good. It didn't feel like 2 hours. Yes, thank you. Oh, Oreo made his announcement. We didn't see Oreo all these whole 2 hours, and he finally
Oh
popped
yeah, I
up.
mean, oh wow,
He
oh
finally
man.
here. Everybody
Okay,
say
well
hi
he'll
to
catch us on the
Oreo.
next one, God willing.
We gonna catch him on the next one.
Yeah, I
So I
gotta
just want to
say
give.
greetings of peace, Oreo.
He said, "Look, y'all not gonna leave this stage without me
I'm
on
quite
here.
sure.
I don't know what y'all thinking."
I guess he said better late
So
than never, right? Better
better
late
late
than
than
never.
never. Better late than
Yeah.
never. All right, so we about to end this. So before I get out
Yes,
of here,
right.
I want to thank all my children. They are my biggest fans. Um, all my children, they always supporting me. They help me set up. When I'm doing mic checks, I hit everybody up for sound check. Before I even get to the sound check with us. So I asked my daughter to, do a sound check with
Right.
me while she was doing her makeup. I said, "What you doing? Come do my makeup." So she did my makeup. Yes, my daughter. I was like a little afraid. I was a little scared because I'm like, I don't wear makeup, and when I do, it's a little sore. Da, 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 da. So shout out to my baby, who is a medical assistant, who is doing her thing. Wait a minute, we gotta give some applause to my baby. Wait a minute. Shout out to Jaco. She out there cotton and blotting. She going to work, she go to school, she out there handling her business. And thank you for doing caca hair. And she did my makeup. Please see her at underscore the real Coco Janae. Again, at underscore the real Coco Janae. All right, we up out of here. I love y'all. Peace. Thank y'all for staying
Yeah.
the whole 2 hours with me. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you to everyone that's in the audience. Thank you for your appreciation. Thank you for your love. I love y'all so much. Again, I challenge y'all to do something for yourself today. Peace.
Peace.